Here's what we're going to be working on for this project. I picked up this big slab of olive wood from my local woodcraft a little while ago. I couldn't pass it up. It had so much character. It's kind of some burly sections here. Bark is probably not going to stay on, but that's okay. But it was pretty long and quite thick. It's over 3 inches thick here. 3.5 inches thick, so I can easily get poles out of that. So that was pretty exciting. So this side, you can see there's a little alcohol on here. See, there's going to be, especially where all these branches are, some of the heartwood is going to come through, and there'll be some nice grain, even though this is the outside of the tree, and you would expect to see sapwood. So this little healed branch here is going to give some figure, all kinds of stuff. So there are some problems with it, but I think I can get a good number of bowls out of this in the future. It just depends on which one I want to do this time. So on the other side, this is what really grabbed me. Now there, we can see that heartwood. Tons of cracks, as you can see, but the potential is pretty exciting. This is what really made me buy this log, and initially I was thinking I would get small bowl, medium bowl, big bowl, and perhaps have to do a resin casting for this down here because of all the issues. Like, that's not going to stay together if I were to turn that by itself. Especially since, looking at this way, this whole part here is a separate limb from right here. So see, it's not even attached in there. So this limb is not part of this whole rest of the trunk. So I have to decide whether I'm just going to turn this chunk or do a casting and include this as well. So that's a question mark. This section in the middle is quite sound. This branch attaches, tons of figure, and it's reasonably rounded in shape, so I think I can get a bowl out of this section pretty easily and straightforward without any resin. Big crack here, but maybe I'll be able to cope with that. On the end down here, I don't know if you can see, so here I was thinking I've got a 5-foot width that I would just do 5-foot length and make a small bowl, and then do another small bowl here. But I've got this crack that runs along there, and it goes in kind of deep, so I'm not sure what to do with that. So I have some decisions to make, where to cut and what to start with first, but I'm excited about all of them. And I'll bring it back and show you my plan in just a second. Alright, here's the plan. Hopefully this will work. So down here where it's narrow and cracked, I'm just going to make one small bowl blank and a slightly larger bowl blank. This is a 8.5. Should get a nice bowl out of this. Some really nice figure here. Another 8.5. And then this is the branch. So right here is where the branch meets the trunk. So I'm just going to cut that off, and that's going to leave this chunk here, which is pretty thick. This is actually the thickest part, and kind of a weird length, and the shape underneath is a little weird. So here's where that cut would be. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go about turning this into bowls. So this will be the big question mark that I'll probably leave for a later date. So let me get these cut up and then we'll see how they look and we'll pick one out. It's all cut up, ready to go. I spent quite a bit of time looking at all of these and trying to figure out which one I want to do first. Here's the smallest, shortest piece. You can see a really nice heartwood there. It's got this kind of, I don't know, it's a crack or division in the tree, healed over. And I think what I decided to do there was, rather than try and keep this together, which it probably would crack off here, I think I'm just going to make this the bottom of the bowl here. So I'll trim that off and then I'll curve it up and do a nice live edge, small live edge bowl on that. Get the heartwood in the bottom. I think that'll be really nice. Small little bowl. And then the next bigger one is a similar issue, that division is still there, kind of carries over. So again, I'm just going to try and follow this kind of path there, and that will get trimmed off. And same kind of thing here, get trimmed off. Parallel with this. Yeah, I got another nice little dish with the heartwood in the bottom. Maybe some cool stuff from all of this as well. So we'll see about that. So that one should also be fairly straightforward. There are some cracks here, but I don't think they're necessarily going to be that bad. We'll see. Next one is a bigger boy. Lots of cracks in here where this kind of weird healed wound is on the tree. You can see some figures clearly under there. Some burly kind of stuff. It's a little bit torn about which way to turn this, because here's the heartwood, but there's definitely a burly type figure up here as well, but it's not the prettier heartwood. But the grain is super, super fine. This tree grew really slow. See, I'm not really sure which way to turn that, and I'm a little concerned about the cracks, how many of them there are. So I don't have 100% a plan on that one yet, but I think it's going to be pretty. I really like this area right here. This next one is probably the biggest and most solid, although you wouldn't think it with all of these cracks. So those cracks over here. Again, I think I would make a live edge out of this. Turn up this way. Kind of turn away some of this this knot in this crack here. I think some of that would turn away if I carved it up this way. So we'll see about that one. I think that, let's see, does it go that way? Goes that way. And then this one was really giving me a lot of trouble. This is where, how did that go? Oh yeah, it's right this. This branch, it basically just came straight off when I cut through here. It just broke. So maybe some pen blanks out of that or something, but it's definitely too messed up for a bowl. It's small. And then this one, I looked at this guy for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes trying to figure out, do I cut it in half and make two smaller bowls, It's got this part of the branch that's still partially adhered, so it's really only this wide. You've got this branch and this branch. There's like so much going on here. Same kind of burly figure here. Whoops, sorry, I keep hitting the camera. And I think I decided in the end I'm going to do a Phil Anderson style turning here. I've learned a lot from him, and he always has these kinds of wild looking pieces that people send him, and I think this perfectly fits that aesthetic. So this is the first piece I decided to turn out of this log, and that's going to be a separate video. I thought I would include all of this in that video, but it got kind of long, so I didn't want to bog down for people that just like to watch the turning. So this video for this piece will come out in a few days, and if you have your subscription and notifications turned on, you'll get notice when that goes live. If that video is already out by the time you see this, you'll be able to watch that at the end on the end screen, so check that out. I really appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you learned something about the process that goes through my brain when I'm trying to turn a raw piece of lumber into a bowl. And hopefully you'll watch the rest of the series. I'm planning on doing a video for each one of these pieces from this slab. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.